She'll blow it!
Don't blow it, Carrie, hit it!
Oh!
Carrie! Do it again!
Play the game. Can't win a game with her on the team.
Look at her.
Come on.
With the ball.
You eat shit.
Hey everyone, so a few years back I made a Carrie filming locations video and just hit the school in Hermosa Beach. Well, now I'm going to hit all of the other locations, but I'm going to include my other video here now so you can see that first. After that video, I will go into my Carrie filming locations part 2 video. Hey everybody, I am here in Hermosa Beach today hitting one location from the movie The fictional Bates High School in Carrie was shot mostly at the Hermosa Beach Community Center. Some of the track scenes from the movie were shot at Pacific Palisades High School, and an exterior shot for Bates High School was used at an elementary school in San Fernando Valley. A lot of locations from the film Carrie have actually been torn down or demolished or are closed, so I feel like this is the only location worth visiting. All the climactic scenes are still recognizable here at the back of the Hermosa Beach Community Center.
I'm beautiful. Could it be that you want me?
This is the interior of the gym here. However, the climactic final scenes were actually filmed in Culver City Studios.
It's too late for me to...
Go away! Stop it, Mama!
Shut up, Chris. Just shut up.
As I remember, the cast was just a dream for the most part. It's like most of them was their first feature, and they were as committed and devoted to trying everything. They were like old troopers. They were afraid of nothing. They would do anything. It was one of those great cast experiences.
Our first set of locations is all going to be 60 miles north of Los Angeles in Santa Paula, California, and our first stop is at Carrie's house on North 7th Street. This location was torn down many years ago, but the empty lot still exists, and the neighbor's house is the same as from the movie Carrie. My presumption is that they filmed the actual interiors of this house, but that could have been a set. A few blocks away off of Santa Paula Street and 6th Street is the creepy Carrie scene. Unfortunately, a lot of the trees have been cut down on this street.
Creepy Carrie! Creepy Carrie!
Oh.
Right here on the lawn is where the little boy would have fallen, and he was played by none other than Brian De Palma's nephew. However, the voiceover of him saying Creepy Carrie was spoken by Betty Buckley, the gym teacher.
Creepy Carrie! Creepy Carrie!
And he made me do it over and over and over again, and he would just be back in the control room, dying laughing.
Oh.
Two locations in downtown served as the Tuxedo Shop and the Pharmacy, which are now an antique store and an H&R Block.
$10, you can rent yourself a tuxedo. You don't have to look great.
Come on, does this look nice?
He looks beautiful. You can look good. You'll make a good impression for once in your life.
We now head to Pacific Palisades, where Sue Snell's home was. This house was torn down a few years back, and this is the replacement house in that location now. However, just a few homes away is a house that looks identical to the Sue Snell house from the movie, but it is not that home.
Spreading the gospel of God's salvation through Christ's blood.
Yes, of course.
The teenager's path to salvation through the cross of Jesus.
I don't think Sue would be very interested in that.
Oh, the children are wandering through the wilderness of sin these days, Mrs. Snell.
My Sue is a good girl.
These are godless times, Mrs. Snell.
Well, I'll drink to that.
I take pride in rescuing one of my favorite lines. It's very subtle and it sort of goes by. People don't pay any attention to it, really. But it's in that scene when I come to see her just before she's getting ready to go, and she's made her own dress. And obviously it's pale pink, which wasn't planned. It was in the script. My line is red. I might have known it would be red. And the designer decided that pink would look nicer on Sissy. And no one bothered to check the dialogue. And so there I was with my line, red. I might have known it would be red.
Red. I might have known it would be red.
It's pink, Mama.
Brian was going to change it. And I said, no, no, no. You know, in her head, it's red.
Take off that dress. We'll burn it together and pray for forgiveness.
I remember having Piper on the set, and I would look into those eyes and I'd think, what is this woman thinking? I don't have a clue.
Stop it, Mama! Stop hurting yourself, Mama!
And then she would do this, and I'd be, amazed every time. I didn't have a clue what was going on in her brain. I knew she had a kind of very odd sense of humor, but she created this person that was just like, oh my God. And funny and real and passionate and violent and quite unusual.
Much of that dialogue was Stephen King. I can see your dirty pillows, all that stuff.
I can see your dirty pillows. Everyone will.
It's given me such pleasure through the years. People get such a kick out of it. I chose to think that this was the most glorious, wonderful thing that could happen to my child, like graduating high school. It was just a joyful experience, and of course when I was nominated, that was really a shocker. It was amazing.
I remember people saying, oh, you won't get a nomination. So we didn't expect anything like that because people said it's never happened. The Academy would never nominate a role from a horror film. So we were all surprised. Brian was the perfect person to take Stephen King's story.
The library scenes were shot at the Cahuenga Branch Library in East Hollywood on Santa Monica Boulevard. This location was also used in A Nightmare on Elm Street. Tommy and Carrie would have been standing right here, but the bookshelf would have been at a different angle, blocking that hallway.
To the prom? It's next Friday. I know this is late notice, but let's see, they stop. Carrie? Carrie, let...
The next location is where they retrieved the pig's blood for the prom scene. This was all shot at Farmer John's Slaughterhouse, just south of downtown Los Angeles in Vernon, California. This location was just torn down about 2 years ago, and now this is the empty lot that exists in its place. I've been told that the locker room scenes from the beginning of the movie were all shot at Santa Paula High School, and I'm presuming that the rest of the interior high school scenes were shot there as well. Morningside Elementary School in San Fernando, California, was used only for the exterior front of the fictional Bates High School, which is a nod to Norman Bates since Brian De Palma loved Alfred Hitchcock. Palisades High School in Pacific Palisades, California, was used for all the exterior shots of the film, especially in the beginning where the girls are playing volleyball, when they have detention on the field, and the track scenes. Unfortunately, this location burned to the ground in the 2025 Los Angeles wildfires. A little ironic that Carrie burns the school to the ground, and then in reality, this school burned to the ground. As I mentioned in my first video, the scenes shot at the Hermosa Beach Community Center are when they're arriving at prom, when Miss Collins is consoling Carrie in the bathroom, and when she's scolding the girls at detention. The gymnasium from Hermosa Beach Community Center was replicated at Culver City Studios for the entire prom scene, and they did that for safety reasons.
I remember doing that scene with the blood and trying to imagine what it would be like and trying not to react to knowing it was about to happen. The blood was made from Karo syrup and food coloring, red food coloring. And they warmed it, so it felt like a heavy, warm blanket. It was an amazing sensation. But after it started to dry, it got sticky. And so my chin would stick to my neck and my arms would stick to my sides. And to get my dress off after we shot all day, I'd have to just get into a shower. If I sat down, I would stick to a chair. They had someone with me with a little spritz bottle, unsticking me.
There was a stunt girl for me for actually going against the stage and falling down, but he wanted a close-up of my face, and it kind of was supposed to just hit my cheek like this, but instead the force of the water was so strong, and it was such a wide stream of water that instead it went into my ear, and it broke my eardrum instantly, and it was excruciating. It was unbelievable.
Nobody knew how the movie was going to end. And I really thought and campaigned to Brian that Miss Collins should live. And then when I found out I was going to die at the prom, I was like, damn, you know. Then I was really curious about how I'm going to die. And so this basketball backboard thing was really fascinating. And it would come down like a guillotine. And then there was about a foot of balsa wood. And so it was meant to appear that it, you know, cut Miss Collins in half. Then they put the stunt woman in, and she's going to take the hit, but they don't know, because they've never tried it, how it's going to work, right? So they put the stunt lady in, and we're all watching, and sure enough, it hit. And the balsa did everything it was supposed to. It broke nicely and stopped right at her midsection the way it was supposed to. So then we put me back in the shot after the stunt girl took the blow, and Brian's directions to me were classic. He comes up to me and he goes, "I want you to squirm like a bug on a pin."
The film has a lot of religious statements and gorgeous imagery, particularly the prom scene with Carrie walking in front of the fire, because it almost mirrors the imagery from Study for Lady Macbeth from 1851. The scenes where John Travolta and Nancy Allen are driving in the car, that was all shot on Vermont Avenue in East Hollywood. Where they end up after their drive was at Kelso's Cafe in Pacific Palisades, California. That was eventually torn down and became a Gelson's, but then that burned down in the 2025 wildfires. Our next location is where Carrie flips over the car, and this was all on Canyon View Drive in Santa Clarita, California. This is the direction Carrie would have been walking, and now I'm going to flip the camera around. This is the direction Chris and Billy would have been coming toward the camera to hit Carrie. When you see Carrie walking, you literally see this house in the background around this curve here. This area has been completely developed, and there's a little park over here, so you can park your car and walk around this area to check it out. Along the side of this fence is where the car would have been turning and then exploded. 10 years ago, I had the privilege of going to the 40th anniversary screening of Carrie and got to meet a lot of the cast.
Shut up, Chris. Just shut up. I pray you find Jesus.